Portia's Queen, the podcast, and we're having our uncensored conversation with Trena Hayes and Sammy Sosa. And we're talking about love languages.
Yes.
All right. Let's do
Let's
it.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So, the five love languages is physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation,
Actors.
acts of service, and
Did we say physical?
Physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service,
Quality
quality
time.
time.
Why do we
always forget one?
and gifts.
Gifts.
Gifts. We need gifts.
Right.
Like, how do you like Tamar said, how do I know you like me if you don't give me any gifts? So, gift giving, right? So, if you could picture top acts of service, which ones would it be? We're going to start with Trena.
2.
Your top 2.
Quality time.
Okay.
Physical touch.
Physical touch.
Yes.
And for you?
I would say acts of service and qualities.
Okay. All right. So, for me, I bet y'all thought I was going to say gifts, but
I would have thought that. I would have thought that.
But it's definitely acts of service and physical touch.
Okay.
I don't need a lot of time. I just need, you know what I mean?
You don't?
I don't need a lot of time.
I do.
Just make it good time. When
Right,
I have
right.
the time.
Right.
Make that time good.
Right. Right.
I feel like women in general, because we love the romantic feel, we like gifts though. It
Yeah.
might not be at the top, but give me some flowers. Give me something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Buy me gifts, surprise me.
Yeah. You know what? I definitely agree. I'm not without gifts, right? Like for
Right.
me, gifts, I like to give gifts. I like to also receive gifts.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, but I'm not going to say it's my number one because I
Right.
was in a relationship where it was all about the gifts, you know, and I needed a little bit more
Right.
That
of the
part.
other stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
acts of service rates higher to me.
Yeah.
So if you take my car for an oil change, baby,
Yeah, see, that's
you're
dope,
going to
yeah.
get it tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I need
I've
the-
been there before.
Yeah.
Where someone tried to use gifts as a way, like especially when they messed up.
yeah,
And now, you know, the gift is not as special as it would have
right.
been.
Because it's an apology.
That's
When you
true.
could have act right, take my
Right.
car to get an oil change. Take this thing, clean up the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and take pressure off of me.
Mhm.
That is that's especially like with being a busy woman when you have a lot of things going on. Wherever I can get like leverage taken off of me, some pressure taken off of me, that's more important for me.
Physical touch and quality time for me.
Yeah.
Because I like spending time with my person.
Yeah.
I do, whether that's Hulu and chill and eating a bag of Doritos. I mean, whatever. I like to spend time with my person. And
Yeah.
then physical touch, I'm a touchy, affectionate person. With
Yeah.
my person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
PDA
that's-
me, baby.
Yeah. That's my thing. I could be in the house all day with my person.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
I could do that too.
If you really feeling someone, you don't have
You
to
don't
do
need
nothing.
much.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I agree. That's
Mhm.
why I like quality time. Like you
Yeah.
said, we don't gotta do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, we don't gotta go out all the time.
No.
We could just, you know, enjoy each other's company.
Right.
And then when it comes to acts of service, like how you said, I love when somebody just wants to take something off of me. Like, you know, I could have a long day and maybe this person's like, oh, you know, I booked you a massage, or I'm going to give you a massage.
I want to give you a massage.
Right? Or I
That's
ran your
nice.
bath water. You know,
Yeah.
something like that. Something where they're showing that they care.
Yeah,
Right.
They're
absolutely.
making-
Absolutely.
The load lighter for you.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like when you have seen different dynamics in relationships, right? Like words of affirmation it's great, right? Because the world does beat you down like on a daily basis. So I'm not saying it's not important. It's not necessarily top rated for me because I'm more of a physical person. I'm more of a like energy. What type of energy you bring into my day? Don't don't be mean to me ever. Like don't ever be
Right.
mean to me. Um, so it's all about like the energy that you're bringing in. For me, I feel like
I agree.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. I like mean boys, but not when they mean to me.
No,
You can't
not
be
at
mean to
all.
me at all.
I do. I'm agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I do like a mean boy.
You like one?
I do. Just
Yeah.
not to me.
Don't
Right.
be mean to me. Yeah.
I
You
Don't
agree
cannot
with
be
you.
mean to me. I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it.
Yeah, you got to
Right.
go.
I agree.
Yeah, I will shut this thing down if you are mean to me.
You won't see me tomorrow.
Yeah.
This will be our last conversation.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't. And I won't even tell you. I just
And
want,
then
you
I'm
just
good.
won't see me again,
Don't
baby.
say anything.
And then I'm like the blocking queen. I will
Oh,
block
yeah.
you.
And
My block
I'll be
list.
confident in it. Be done. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to be a ghoster, and then it turned to blocking.
Yeah.
And now I think I'm still blocking.
I'm very
That's
much
my favorite thing to do.
I used to operate that way, like just like, okay, you just dropped off the face of the earth when you just like when you operate poorly with me. I don't know you anymore, don't see you anymore. You won't hear from me ever again.
Right.
You don't exist.
But I learned that people learn lessons better when they're told exactly what they did and then you follow through with it.
Yes.
So I've learned for the sake of other people, not for me, because I don't need it. I don't need closure. I've never been a closure type of girl. So I will just tell you what I felt and tell you what the issue is and carry on from there.
How can we get there
How-
not
yeah.
needing a closure? Because I feel like I want someone to apologize, but all the times we're not gonna get it. I had to learn that
Yeah.
you're not always gonna get an apology. You're not
No.
always gonna get that closure.
Yeah, it's what it is for me is just detachment and understanding that when you make a decision, it's because it's for the betterment of yourself, right? And so when you make a decision to detach from a person, to leave a relationship, you have to be okay with that on your own, right? And so when I don't know if it's, people get tired of me saying, it's because I'm a Scorpio, right? We got it. Like, when I feel like a person isn't right for me or not, I guess because the way I love so wholly, I give all of myself
Yes.
into it. When I feel like you don't appreciate it or value it, I'll tell you how I feel. I will give you a lot of opportunity to correct that. But once I decide, like, okay, this is who this person is and this is how this person chooses to operate, well, I'm going to start detaching before I tell you I'm gone, right? So when it comes to that, detachment is the first thing. And one, knowing that it's that person's problem, not my problem. And their apology isn't going to change my decision.
Okay.
When you want the apology, it's because you want to be persuaded that how you feel is not valid.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
And you don't need that because your feelings are valid. Your decision is valid. How what you chose to do from there is completely valid, regardless like of what the reasoning behind it is. They've done what they've done, right? They've made their choices, they made their decisions, right? So we have to learn to be okay with allowing people. One, we can't change a person. We can't change the way someone sees us. We can't change the way someone treats us. All we can do is change their access to us, to change what kind of boundaries we have in relationships, So once you decide that this isn't for me, this is offensive to a boundary that I have set, you don't need no apology, baby. Because what is that? Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity for you to stay in my life, and I don't need it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That.
Yeah. So what other love languages? Okay, so physical touch. Let's talk about physical touch. So are y'all touchy-feely type of people?
I am.
Yeah.
I have to get there.
You have to get there.
Yeah, I'm not like that coming off or just naturally. But once we get to that level, then I'm all over you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely touchy feely
Yeah.
with my person, especially if you have a beard.
Oh, you're all in there.
Yes, I just want
Let me
to
see
rub.
that salt and pepper,
Right.
baby.
I just want to rub on your arms. I'm a touchy person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, how do you guys feel about PDA, public displays of affection? Are you comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with it.
As long as you're comfortable with the person that you're with.
Yeah. And I was dating this guy once who was just so against it.
Yeah.
Like, I would try to hold his hand and he would get mad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
hold my hand, you know?
Mhm.
So I have no problem with it. Just like, as long as it's not too much.
Right.
Like, I had this other guy who was just over the top, like grabbing on me all type of ways. And that's why we stopped talking.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing way too much. And I'm like, sir, calm down.
Yeah. Especially when it's too soon or too fast, right?
And it was too soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's important to me.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to slob each other down in public,
Yeah.
but if we are together
Mhm.
or we're serious and you don't even want to hold my hand or you act weird when other people are around, that turns me off.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and it's a love language, right? Like some people just don't show love in that way.
That's
So it's
true.
kind of like you have to align with the person that's right for you based off the levels in which you receive love,
Mhm.
right? And the way that you like to show love. And so, and it's nothing to the person. You get like a lot of times people think you have to break up because someone is cheating or to break up because someone is mean or break up with someone because of all these other reasons. They're toxic or whatever. And sometimes it's just not that. Sometimes it's just this person just doesn't align with me and who
That's
I am
true.
as a person.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
and we could be okay with that, you know?
Yeah. Everything is not meant to be. So,
That's true.
Yeah, for sure. And then you get to the one that is meant to be, right? And like you're able to find that one that gel with you that make you feel good,
Right.
you know? So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so you said you're a physical touch. So I have a question for you
Qualities.
in quality time.
Mhm.
But with the physical touch, since I feel like I'm the total opposite unless I get to know somebody, when you were growing up, do you feel like you had a lot of physical touch and love like from your family? Or was it the
No.
total opposite?
I didn't. I think that's why I do it so much because I didn't get that. And I'm like that with my son
with your
too.
son too, you're
I'm
affectionate.
beyond affectionate because I didn't get that. Not that it's a bad thing, but I didn't get that. So
And
I
I
love
was,
that.
I'm just like
I was
that
the
'cause I
same
didn't
way,
get it,
but my
yeah.
reaction is the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that in my family, and it's so funny because I tell my mom all the time, I was like, you never hugged us and kissed us as kids.
Mm,
And she's like, what? Like, you know, and it's not that she's not a loving person.
Right.
right, that's what I'm saying. It's not
She's
a
just
bad
not
thing.
a physical touch
Right.
type of person.
Right.
right.
So my sister, she's very like, ugh, get off of me. You know what I mean? Like with the guys and stuff. Like, but me, I'm like, come here, baby.
Yeah,
Hug
I'm
me,
like
baby.
that.
Hug on
Yeah.
me. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
and then with the kids, I had to teach all the little nieces and nephews love because my brother, my sister, we're all the same. We all came from the same thing, but how you take it is going to be different.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I overlove my kids. Like
That's how I
I'm
feel,
all
yeah.
over them, you know, like, you
That's
know.
good.
I definitely
Yeah.
overlove my son.
Yeah.
But can you
absolutely.
you have kids?
Mm-mm.
Can you overlove?
No,
your children? You can't.
No,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
no. They
But my
need to
son is
know.
older, so he'd probably get freaked out about that. He's 21.
Come here, baby.
Right, but-
you're still mama's baby.
Right, he is, yeah. But yeah, physical touch, quality time.
Yeah,
That's a must for me.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And for quality time, I just feel like it's just the way that, like, being used to being so busy and prioritizing work. I did have to learn how to change that dynamic because I was having like some struggles in relationships because it wasn't rated very high on the scale for me.
Okay.
To have a lot of time with the person. I just like to have great time with the person. So
Right, exactly.
yeah, like I will give you a whole day, but I don't need to see you every day of the week. That's just how I was, you know. Or I see you every day, so I just need a great window of time of quality time with us. You know what I mean? where it's very intimate and all of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm so the opposite.
Yeah.
I want to see you every day.
I want to see you every day.
I want to see you every day.
But not all day, right?
I don't need to see you all moments of the day. I don't
Yeah.
need to be laid up all day long. I don't want you calling my phone all day while I'm at work.
Mm,
You can send me stuff, but be okay with me not responding right away.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like you better respond right now.
You want the call?
Yeah.
I want
and-
everything. I want the call. I want the texts. I want the faxes.
I
whatever.
I like it. I like it, but I like.
You like your
the me
space.
time.
I don't need a lot of space though. I don't.
Okay.
But what I will say is that I'm not gonna die if I don't have that.
will.
I will.
But I will.
Right. Okay. I'm like,
And then
Is
if
it
it's a day where they don't want to spend time, I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, I freak out. I will freak out.
So you don't want to see me today?
Yeah.
I will freak out. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Is that clingy?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. That's your love language.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Right.
it.
It
And
is.
there's nothing wrong with it. If
I will
that's
have
what
a
you like
attitude.
and how you feel.
I would literally have an
You
attitude.
can't have no attitude though, Trina. You
I
can't
know,
be doing that.
but
You be going off, popping off. Huh? Where were you?
no, if
I did
it's-
not get my good morning text at 8:47 a.m.
Oh, I've said that.
That's me. I know I'm so
I
annoying.
didn't get a good morning text today.
Yeah. So what is wrong? You need somebody else to tell me good morning? What's going on?
Right, yeah. If I don't hear from you by noon,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a happy camper.
Yeah.
I'm not. Because
Same.
I feel like it's
Like,
natural
what's
though. Like in
happening?
relationships, a lot of times, like you naturally develop that type of dynamic.
yeah. But if I don't see my person for a few days, yeah, I have an attitude because I miss you. I want to
Yeah.
see you. And if you're not
Yeah.
making, you probably think I'm crazy. Huh? I feel like she's looking at me like,
I'm
what's
not
wrong
judging.
with you?
We're having a conversation. I'm not judging. I had lived in relationships, right?
Yes.
Like so
Yeah.
one relationship I was with, it was 7 years and the next was 4 years. And
Okay.
I lived and so over the course of 11 years I had a live-in partner for the most part because I went from it not like that, but you know but that was my dynamic.
Okay.
But when I'm dating and all of that stuff, like I'm okay with you having a life. I'm okay with me having a life, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't have like the codependency aspect.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's, well, you know, I'm not in a relationship, like I said,
Yeah.
but I think with my boo,
Yeah.
I think he's the opposite of me as far
Yeah.
as he doesn't need to talk to me all day, every day.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to text. He doesn't need to see me every day. That's where we are. a
Y'all
little-
clashes
For me,
for you.
yeah. I want to see you every day.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Yeah.
because why not? Why don't you want to see me? It's like, why don't you want to
Questions
see me?
that need
Right.
answers.
I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't want to see you every day. I don't know who wouldn't want to see me every day. I don't know who wouldn't want to see you every day. But what I will say is
my
that
God.
we have to also be okay with having a little bit of space to miss our person. You know what I mean?
That okay. I agree with that. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Also, with all of the quality time, right? You hear it all the time. People getting in relationships and you kind of lose yourself because maybe you
Yes.
already have a routine, but now you're spending time and you're not doing the same things you used to do.
Yep.
I've noticed that with myself too. We're spending so much time and I'm not, going to the gym like that. I'm not doing this and that. So that's
You
the thing,
can
trying to
lose yourself,
find
yeah.
balance of doing both. Like
Yeah.
spending the time, but also keeping who I am.
In the playbook, right? Like
Mhm.
you have to be able to hold on to parts of you because it's super easy because you're loving what you're doing and you're loving that person to fuse with them and you're building a life, and women do it more than men do. Men maintain parts of their lives more than women do.
Yeah.
A lot of times women are the ones that change up the most, that get detached, that loses their friendships in the midst of relationships, not because they did anything, not because the person required it, but because we naturally
Wow, that's
do
so
that.
true.
You know, we fall out of touch with are regular people
That
and
is
the
so
regular
true.
things we do for ourselves, right? If you are, okay, I go on Sundays and I do this, and that's what attracted that person to you. Your life is what attracted the person to you. And then you lose the parts about yourself because you're conforming to who they are. Well, that man is more than likely still going to go see his friends, right? He's still more than likely still watching his sports that he watched every Sunday, playing his video games that he was playing before you met him. So you should be doing the same things that you were doing prior in incorporating the person into your life, not the other way around.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard because I will tell you, like, I know we talked about COVID on like the shutdown and stuff on your episodes, but with the shutdown, I no longer had that job that I was doing. I've always been the boss. I've always been kind of like work focused and things like that, right? So when I didn't have that for a few years and I opened my own business, right? I had recently started a relationship in the midst of that, right? Like right before the shutdown happened. Then we moved together. And then all this energy that I had for working and all the things that I was doing went into my household. I'm cooking 3 huge meals per day. Okay, like clockwork, is coming out on time.
Yeah.
Okay, making desserts and all kind of stuff. We all got big, right?
I definitely did.
We all got big. I was trying new recipes, and then you kind of train that person that, okay, this is who you are. And when the world opened back up, that was my biggest teacher on relationships, honestly, because when the world reopened and I needed to go back to being myself and my business started booming, okay, I've always been heavy work focused, but you don't know that aspect of me because I conformed to what you wanted to see in a daily life routine, right? So it was hard to make that switch and flip to have that emotional support the other way around because I'm supporting you. I'm making sure you get your lunches packed and all the things, and it's hot. You come home at 4 in the morning, baby, the food is hot. Okay. I was like, I had all that energy for you. Okay. When you want it, you got it.
Right.
Okay. All of that. And it was like, dang, this person doesn't appreciate this about me, that I changed so much to be with them. He never asked me to. He never asked me to change who I was.
Right.
I just changed who I was. And then it was culture shock for my relationship. So that was like my biggest lesson on maintaining who I am, doing the things that I've already been doing in the course of relationships. So, one, he knows how to properly love me and support me, right? And I know how to, still be me in the midst of it and allow him to be him in the midst of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we get so upset in relationship, we cause a lot of our own problems in relationships. Like one the attention and the time, like, baby, you didn't hit me up. Like, we're causing drama that doesn't necessarily need
Not
to
necessary.
be there.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're such emotional creatures, right? And so when we figure out how to mature in our emotions and say, okay, is it really the situation or am I being a little bit right?
Extra.
Having that conversation with us before we go off on them, it helps. it helps.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes we gotta step outside of ourselves and like think with our brain instead of our heart.
Yeah.
And then we'll see the situation differently.
Absolutely. Say, if I was my friend and my friend was telling me this situation, well, how would I respond?
Exactly. Yeah.
And be your own best friend.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with getting your love language accomplished. I don't want anybody to think that I feel that way because I'll be wanting time. Time is, a luxury for me. Like, when you don't have a lot of time, you want someone that finds time for you and makes you a priority. And they should be doing that. You're owed that. Like, every day though isn't always, realistic. We want to operate in the real realm of things, but Physical touch, right? Be clear about what you like, upfront about it. I'm okay with, PDA, hand holding. I forget people are around
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how I
for
am.
real, so,
Yeah.
but it's getting to the point where you're comfortable with all of that. So, yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Of, absolutely. That's what we're here for. This is a conversation.
Okay. What is a major turnoff for you? Not physical.
Okay.
What's a major turnoff for you when it comes to a man?
To a man?
Yes.
Okay. So, a major turnoff for me when it comes to a man is insecurities. Like when they're insecure about something, it it is a turnoff for me.
Yes.
So everybody has their own insecurities, right? But when your insecurities become my problem,
That's a problem.
that's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that turns me off about men is like I'm very much I'm a woman's woman. Like I like a man that has a little bit of control and dominance. I like that.
That's kind of
I
sexy,
don't want.
though.
Yeah, my favorite Disney
Very
princess is
sexy.
Belle.
Right.
Okay, Beauty and the Beast. Come on, beast me up. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
I used to have like that cave. I used to compare like getting into a relationship like caveman. I was like, I don't know. He came hit me in the head with a club and threw me over the shoulder. I don't know when we became
Ooh,
in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, just go ahead and take that. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you dominant, I like that. I like dominance.
I do too.
I do. Yeah.
Mhm.
But be nice to me.
Right. Yeah, be nice to me.
Always be nice.
Always be nice to me.
Yeah.
I don't like no mean man. That would be my other turnoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think a turn off for me, I have a lot,
Yeah.
but someone who isn't driven,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
someone who just
Mm.
doesn't have any goals,
yeah.
comfortable being comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't like that. At this big age,
Mm-hmm. You gotta have some type of
you got to
motion.
have something going for yourself
Yeah.
besides the D.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Because
really do. And just someone who just, who doesn't love on me the way I want,
yeah.
not family oriented,
Yeah.
not God fearing. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you don't mess with your kids, don't call me.
Oh,
Don't
my
even
God.
look
You're
my
disgusting.
direction.
You're disgusting.
Yeah.
Because I
Gross.
have a kid, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that wouldn't work for me
Yeah. Nah.
if you're not dealing with your children.
Yeah.
Not at all.
What's your turnoffs?
Uh-oh.
Come on, Sammy.
Right.
Oh, before we get to the turnoffs, yeah, I brought up the if you don't take care of your kid.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yes.
dating a guy with like he told me he had 2 kids. Come to find out, he had 3 kids and he was denying one, and the one he was denying had his whole face, and I just could not believe it. Like, and when I found out because the mom had messaged me on Facebook, and all she did was send me pictures. Like, she didn't even have to send words yet. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God.
That's his
like,
baby.
I
That's his
cannot believe
baby.
it. Yeah. And yeah, that was like total turn off. Like, after that, the relationship was pretty much a wrap.
A wrap.
Like,
Yeah.
I started seeing him differently. You
Yeah.
know, just how he moved and, not being able to trust him.
Yeah.
Well, I would agree with that
Yeah.
because I just can't see how you don't take care of your flesh and blood.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing. How do you wake up each day and not think, let me call my baby. Let me see
let
my
me-
baby. Let me give my baby this.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're
It's
a
just
weird.
like I feel like with your kids, if you could treat your flesh and blood a certain type of way, how I expect you gonna treat me with honor,
Oh my
respect, and
God.
value
Me and my friend
Yeah.
just had that conversation, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
Or
Yeah.
even if we have kids together,
And-
like you
and
can
how
do
I
the
know you're
same
not gonna do
thing
me
with our child.
Yeah.
So it's a turnoff. When I hear about women in relationships with these men who treat their kids like that, it makes me even look at them differently.
Absolutely.
Like, you're
What's
not
wrong with you?
saying what everybody else is saying. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, as a woman, you can only do so much, right? But when you get in a relationship, you also get to choose who you're with.
You absolutely
Yeah.
choose your partner, and you choose the way your life goes based off who you choose to have as a partner. So you choose your hard, you choose your easy, and
Yes.
that's the choice, and I would just, for me, it's just, I love kids too much to be a person that comes between a man and his children, right? Because there are some women that do make the man choose, right? We have to also take our accountability in that,
Yes.
right? As women, we have to not think the world revolves around us and our own children that we're bringing into the picture. But I see some things online, like girlfriends talking about the baby mama and all of this stuff. And, honestly, you should be cultivating a positive relationship between a man and his baby mama, not adding to the problem. Or just don't date men with kids. That's just the way I feel. Yeah. You choose.
So, my turn offs with the men.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say everything you said times 2.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. But what else I was thinking of is like being emotionally immature. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Jinx.
Y'all got to mature up in the emotional category
Yes.
for real.
Not being able to regulate in a situation where, okay, you deserve, you are like, this is a situation that could anger you, but not knowing how to react, or, just not being able to deal with your emotions altogether.
Like an adult.
Like an adult,
Yeah.
yes.
And men have a tendency to, one, shut down, blow up. Shut down and blow up is usually their go-tos, right? And use their partner as their emotional punching bags when they're not emotionally regulated. And it's so crazy when you go from a person like that and then you get to someone who knows how to communicate really well. And you're like, okay, well, I just been dealing with a person that don't know how to communicate. And now I got to retrain myself to deal with someone who can communicate. And you weren't necessarily the source of not knowing how to communicate in the first place, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
So they be leaving residual damage on us, And a lot of that is by having that level of emotional maturity. And I also had to learn emotional maturity as well. I like the main things that's super important to me for myself. The biggest lessons I learned was emotional maturity and detachment. So if I could teach anybody anything, it would be those things for sure.
So important.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually had a young girl at work, and she would get into it with people. She was getting into it with people. Anytime someone like kind of said something that was that triggered her, she would react. Okay. And I had to tell her, I was like, look, I'm not giving up on you, but you need to mature in your emotions. So women have the same issue as well. But she was like, oh my God, I need to stay working here. Because I need to stay working here so I can learn emotional maturity and work with you so I can learn emotional maturity. Because one, it's going to make or break any relationship you have.
Yeah. She was so blessed to have you.
Yeah.
Give her a chance. Everybody not gonna run into people like you that's giving them, a chance.
Yeah. She has improved so much, and it's so crazy. It's like she's became amazing, actually, right? And I was like, girl, you want to walk out the door or you want to grow up? Which one? And I feel like we need to have that same type of reaction with people in our lives too, right? Do you want to grow in your emotions? You need to practice it daily, though, because I'm not going to be your punching bag.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Did we talk about all of them? We talked about acts of service. We talked about physical touch. We talked about quality time.
We did.
We talked about
words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. We need to talk.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it.
We didn't really talk too much about words of affirmation. But in what let's talk about that, because it is a major piece in love language. I find that men need words of affirmation more than women need words of affirmation. So what are your thoughts on that?
You know what? This morning this morning. Yeah, this morning, um, my friend texted me affirmations, and he was saying nice things that sometimes us women need to hear. Men need to hear it too. I definitely think that. They need to hear we proud of them, you're doing well, all that fun stuff. But yeah, words of affirmation, it felt good to me. It feels good when that's probably, you know what, that probably is another,
A big one.
yeah,
Yeah.
because for him to say that's one of the most attractive things about you
Mm.
is that you're a hard worker, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're great, your business is going to do well, you're God fearing, you're just a overall. I can show you the text. You're overall just a great person. That
Aw.
that's kind of sexy.
It is.
That's sexy,
Turn on.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see me.
You see me. Yeah. So
That is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
When someone sees you.
yeah, and then for you to like literally take your time out to let me know, how special you think I am and how well you think I'm doing, and you're proud of me. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I feel like just in general, we need words of affirmation because we're so in our head, and personally we can be our biggest critic. So if you have somebody on the outside that's just empowering you, it could uplift your day just hearing those words. Like, you
Right.
got it. I'm proud of you. You're doing great. Anything to make you get out of your space that you're thinking maybe you're not good enough, or maybe this is not for me, but you have someone on the side that sees you, right?
Exactly.
And they're giving you those words. But I agree with you. I think that men need the words of affirmation
More than anything else.
women. Yeah.
I agree.
I do. I think from the men that I've talked to in regards to it, I feel like that's always been like the top thing for them. But they don't ask for it, right?
Right.
So
I think it's their ego.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they need to hear it.
They need to hear it.
And I think they need that. I think quality time is lower on the list for them, for most men, right? Whereas for us it's higher on the list, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the conflict comes in. And I feel like for them it is the physical touch because they want to feel wanted,
Mm-hmm.
right? And whether that's not public, but in general, like men want to feel wanted. They want to feel needed. They want to feel,
Heavy on the
Ooh.
feeling needed.
They want to
heavily.
feel needed. Do you think men are intimidated by an independent woman?
Not all men, right?
Okay.
If they have their own motion, they're not going to be intimidated.
Okay.
As long as you still are operating in you're in your feminine energy
Right.
around them,
Yeah.
and you're not, demoralizing them as men, right? I feel like if we are still allowing men to show up as men, letting them go ahead and get the tab, letting them do men things, oh, thank you so much for fixing that. Oh, my light is out. Can you change that battery on that
Right.
on this what is that, the fire detector?
The smoke detector, right?
Smoke detector. They love it. Okay, they might not be the handiest men on certain things, but if you give them a problem, they are fixers and they like to find resolutions. Even when you could really call AAA because your car or whatever. You could really call your daddy. You know what I'm saying? You got a ladder in the garage. You go get it. You can get up there. You know what I'm saying? It's allowing them to be men in spaces that count, right?
Yes.
But you can still be a woman that has motion, the woman that's doing big things. You could still be all of those things, but you have to need them. You have to have, like, it's so funny because Cam was saying, with his wife, now's not the time to be an independent woman. And it was
Now
so
is not
funny.
the time.
Yeah, Cam, that was not the time to be an independent woman. And we have to tell ourselves that in our own head, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, is it the time to be an independent woman? Or is it not? A strong independent woman. I'm sorry, Cam. Cam corrected me. He's on the cameras, okay?
Right.
He said, a strong independent woman. Okay.
Okay.
Let them do
Let
something.
them do their thing.
Let
Yeah.
them do the thing. Need them for something. Like, if you haven't asked them to do something all month long, find something.
Yeah. I hate that. I feel like our generation, we were told a little bit too much to be independent women.
Black
And
women were.
yeah, yeah, and it was instilled in us so much that when somebody does come along and try to help, you're like, I got it, and it's okay to let the man have it. Like you said,
Absolutely.
give him something to do, make him feel needed, let go of the independent. Like you got somebody that
Yeah.
is there
Be
for
a strong
you.
woman,
Yeah,
but not a strong. I mean,
strong
be a,
independent woman. You don't
you
have
don't
to
got to be
be.
off the. You don't got to be all three.
Yeah,
Be, you know what I mean, an independent woman some days, and be a strong
yeah.
woman other days, but not a strong independent woman, like Cam said.
Yeah,
So
I'm throwing in a towel on that. I don't
yeah,
want that. I want the soft
no,
life.
come
Okay.
Oh my! I
on,
was
yeah,
I was just about to say I've never been that type of woman. I
yeah,
like my own independency, right?
yeah.
But I've never felt like I don't need a man. I don't want a man to
Hmm.
fix my tires and no, I want you to do it.
I want you to
I
do
want my man to do it. I
it.
want to be able to call my man,
Hmm.
babe, can you do this? Like you said, can you put the batteries in the smoke
Yeah,
detector?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I want
capable,
that. Yeah.
absolutely, but I'll be single for that.
Yeah. I can do it,
I'll
but I
be
want my
strong in
man
my
to do
single
it.
season.
Yeah.
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 But one of the things, like I say, they ask, what are you looking for? I don't want to have to deal with my car. You don't want to have to deal with the house. I don't want to have to deal with my car. That means everything to do with my car. Okay.
Acts of service.
I don't
Acts
care.
of
Acts of
service.
service. I
Right.
don't care if
Yeah.
you don't know how to fix nothing on the car. What would you do?
Yeah.
Take it to the shop. I don't care, but I'm not going. This car break down. I'm driving yours because
Right.
you know what I mean. That's what I need. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I require. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's my boundary,
Yeah, that's your
right?
thing.
Like
Yeah.
men want dinner cooked. Okay, even
The
though they know
house
how to
clean.
cook too, men can cook these days. A
Some
lot of
men
men can
cook
cook better than women.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so everybody got their things and their boundaries,
Mhm.
and mine's is I'm not touching that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I love that for
yeah,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that. Got to do it now.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Any last words before we wrap it up?
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
I know you're tired of me.
No, that's what we're here for.
What's the difference for you and you of loving someone and being in love?
Mm. Want me to take it first?
Take it first.
Okay. So for me, loving someone, I feel like love is limitless in that you can always create more. I don't feel like I ever have to take love from one person in order to create love for another person, another human, another relationship, right? So I can love you as a human, as a person, and not have to feel like I need to take that away because I'm not going to give them old reused love. Okay. So
Wait, what did you call it?
old reused love,
Right, okay.
recycled love.
Right.
I'm going to create new love. I'm going to grow new love. So being in love with someone is continuously watering to grow that love. Right. So I look at it like, okay, a plant, right? You constantly are pouring into it. That's being in love, being in process, being in. Okay.
Yeah.
But love, once I'm done with it, I don't care where the plant go. I loved it when I had it.
Mm.
Okay. I hope it's still alive when I see it again. But
No, that's
it
a
ain't my
perfect
responsibility.
No, that's a perfect analogy, actually. How about you? Beautiful.
Yeah. So
You know it.
But I agree with you. Like I can love someone, but it doesn't mean that I want to be with them. I can love you from a distance. I can love you as another human, but if I'm in love with you, I'm like in there with
Yes.
you, right? I like we are, working towards something. We're building something. I see you as my person, and I see nothing but wedding bells and everything else in the future. Bunch of kids. In love is just it's deeper. to me. It's not like from a distance. This person, like if we're in love or if I'm in love with you, we're locked in.
Yeah. You're going to get all of me, you know. So this has been another wonderful episode of Portia's Queen podcast. And you got the uncensored version. So
Right.
thank you for tuning
The
in.
best version.
Right.
Thank you for tuning in. This is Sammi, Trena, and myself, Portia's Queen. Thank you. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.